2020 was a year like no other. It was a time of unprecedented change. But of course, as they say, with every challenge comes opportunity. Hey y'all, I'm Abdul Omari, host of the Discovery videos that Greater MSP has put together to take a look at our region. My region. I was born and raised in South Minneapolis. In this video, we're gonna be taking a chance to explore. I'm not an expert in any of these conversations and any of these topics, but along with you, I wanna discover what's happening around growth in our region. Let's get it going, y'all. Technology is transforming healthcare. And to explore that, we're gonna have a conversation with Anila Kumar, the co-founder of Habitwear, where they've developed a wearable device that helps people break repetitive habits like nail biting and face touching. So you're at the intersection of healthcare and technology. And so how do you see this intersection of healthcare and technology driving new opportunities?
Yeah, so health tech is all about filling in the gaps between your regular checkups. It's all about real-time awareness. And so that's how technology helps us narrow the gap in care and also put the consumer in the driver's seat of their own health.
And so as you think about the greater MSP area and region, right? We think about health tech in your own world and then even more broadly, what does it mean and how has the geographical location that you've been in and are in impacted the growth of your business, the development of your business?
Minneapolis is a place where people are more concerned about how they spend their time versus how they spend their money. It's more about cooperation than competitiveness. It's more about community than individuality. And all of that has really helped Habitwear from the very beginning.
I love that. And if it's, we're talking about driving growth, right? And so if there's that ecosystem and that camaraderie, if you will, what better way to drive growth, right?
Exactly. It's all about supporting growth. If we were still living in New York, Habitwear would not have happened because I would still be working late hours at my ad agency, Samir would be working at his hedge fund, and we would be ships in the night. Whereas here in Minneapolis, we were home by 6:30, able to work nights and weekends on our idea until we were really ready to jump and to make it what it is today.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we appreciate you being with us, and we look forward to, as you mentioned, right, being able to grow together and thrive together into the future. So, thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me.
We just heard from Anila thinking about the intersection of health and technology. Now we're going to transition within that same realm of the intersection of technology and health, but really thinking about telehealth. In 2009, John and his co-founders founded Zipnosis, which is focused on telehealth and healthcare. We might expect that in 2020 with the global pandemic, Zipnosis has grown a lot, and yes, it has. They've increased their number of employees to about 60 people, and they've seen an increase to $18 million in funding. Let's see what he has to say. So John, how has 2020 and the pandemic impacted telehealth?
It's been tremendous. I mean, absolutely transformative. And I think about the journey from 2009 up to basically pre-COVID, and it literally took that amount of time in a pandemic to really, I think, unlock the potential of telemedicine and virtual care. And since then, it's been a non-linear sort of exponential growth for us in the entire industry. And it sounds a little crass, but COVID was the best marketing for telemedicine, right? Because it forced providers who don't like to change to actually adopt it, and it put it in the hands of patients. And it sort of broke down this barrier of like, oh, I can do this and it's okay. And it's not scary and it's affordable and you actually, like it works. So that was a really big deal. And I think that helped kind of set the stage for a lot of transformation that had been pent up.
How do you see these things sustaining, moving beyond coming out of a pandemic?
Everything that we see, the data supports it, that we think between 20 and 30% of all care will be delivered in a virtual fashion going forward. And that's just for the near term, and after that, it's going to be remarkably different.
Congrats on the growth that y'all have experienced, and hope to see the future equally successful. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
So I'm excited about what the potential telehealth brings to the quality of healthcare. Now we're gonna shift to have a conversation with Steven Rosenzweig, who focuses on soil and is a soil scientist. Didn't know that term until recently. And is thinking about regenerative agriculture and thinking about how that plays a role in our economy and in our region. So Steve, you're a soil scientist and sociologist. Tell us why General Mills, where we're at right now, is so interested in soil health.
Soil is a finite and fleeting resource, and it's connected to all of these critical issues that we're facing today, from climate change to water quality. And so focusing on the health of the soil can help us address all of these issues and address some of the economic challenges that farmers are facing in agriculture.
How is that going to transform things for consumers and for farmers?
So in agriculture, in the agricultural economy, all of the wealth flows from the land. And so if we're degrading the land on which we depend, we are hurting our economy and our sector. And so by investing in that natural capital, that's really helping to ensure that we have a strong and stable agricultural and really entire food system. So not just the farmers, but everything that comes after the farmers. So the food companies, the consumers, the whole value chain derives value from investing in the land.
Dr. Rosenzweig, appreciate you being here. And before I even say thanks to you, we should thank the indigenous peoples that have taught us so much and that we continue to learn from. And so we look forward to the continued work that you do alongside General Mills.
Thanks for the conversation, appreciate it.
Driving growth has many important aspects to it. We just learned about soil health and the importance of soil to us as consumers, to farmers, and the future of food and agriculture. Next up, we're going to talk to a professor at the University of Minnesota about the advancements that they're making in bioindustrial manufacturing. So, Michael, thanks for being with us. We appreciate the time that you have with us. Let's just start off. Tell us what bioindustrial manufacturing is and what's its economic impact.
So bioindustrial manufacturing, in a nutshell, is engineering life to make things. They can make plastics, biofuels, materials, fibers. The real driver to bioindustrial manufacturing now is that biology can make stuff with properties that petrochemicals don't have.
And what's the economic impact?
The market is somewhere in the neighborhood of trillions of dollars globally.
So we're standing outside of a building on the St. Paul campus of the flagship research institution, the University of Minnesota right now. So what's the importance of the public-private sector relationship that you are working on in bioindustrial manufacturing?
BioMade is a Manufacturing Innovation Institute, or MII, that gives the government a route to fund promising manufacturing sectors that they want the United States to maintain global dominance in and be a global leader for years to come. And I think best case scenario, the Twin Cities could turn into the Silicon Valley of this industry. We have all the required intellectual capital, technology development, and we think that all of those large businesses, small businesses are going to be able to interact with the Institute to really grow a bio-industrial manufacturing footprint here in the Twin Cities.
As I always say, Dr. Szymanski, this is the place where dreams come true. And so I appreciate you being with us and explaining what you have going on here at the University of Minnesota and really focused on bioindustrial manufacturing. Public-private partnerships are a cornerstone of innovation, but there's also individual organizations that have a role to play. And so Xcel Energy is a leading organization in the nation around energy efficiency, and we're gonna have a conversation with Brett Carter, an executive vice president, about what they have going on at Xcel Energy around a carbon-free future. Brett Carter, thanks for being with us. First and foremost, Chief Customer Innovation Officer. How can I get a title like that? Man.
You know, it takes a lot of work.
Indeed, indeed. What is it about clean energy? Why did Xcel move into this space? What's going on? When did it start? Where are we going?
So we have three major priorities. The first priority is really leading the clean energy transition. Second is keeping customer bills low. And then the third one is enhancing the customer experience. Everything that we're doing is focused on making sure that everyone has an opportunity to participate in the electric vehicle market.
Why is Minnesota, why is the greater MSP region uniquely positioned to do the work?
Well, we're uniquely positioned because we are sitting in a wind belt. And many other cities and states refer to us as the Saudi Arabia of wind. And so we're going to take full advantage of that wind and convert that into that clean energy that we want, so that we can power not only the homes that we serve, but also the electric vehicles that are to come onto the system in the future.
We know that clean energy has a moral dynamic to it, right? And wanting to do better and leave the world better than we saw it for kids or nieces or nephews or what have you. But there's also an economic component to it as well. So help us connect the dots between the sustainable work, clean energy, and then the economics.
We have some wind farms that we've applied new technologies to in order to improve the amount of energy that they produce. In investing in those wind farms, we've created over 700 construction jobs. This is about participating in this new energy economy. Right now is the time to really make investments right here in Minneapolis so that we're growing jobs and creating opportunities for innovation that are going to lead us out of this downturn. We can be a leader in this new energy economy, and so that's why sustainability is so key, especially to our region.
Brett Carter, one of the slickest titles I've seen yet. Appreciate you being with us and spending some time teaching us about clean energy, what Excel has going on, and what the future might look like in that space.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
I gotta say, y'all, I'm geeking out about bioindustrial manufacturing. I didn't know what it was, but I tell you what, I'm also super excited about the opportunity to make our region the Silicon Valley of manufacturing. Thanks for joining me on this journey to discover what driving growth looks like in the region. We covered a few topics, and we know that there's a whole lot more. So as I continue learning about them, I encourage y'all to do the same.